Hi guys, it's your girl Kendra, Amalia with Let Me Speak podcast, gang gang. We have our tea today. Now, thing about this tea, before we even get into this podcast, thing about this tea is it's a new tea brand that I'm trying. And I just met her because I have a whole bunch of different like side businesses and hustles that I do right now. And I came across this lady. She makes tea and it's called the Beauty Tea Company, Beauty from the Inside. And she gave me a chai tea, and I always believe in like, um, I do believe in divine timing, but I don't think that's exactly what it is. But just like meeting people that you're supposed to meet, because here's why. One, y'all know I love me some tea, right? Absolutely adore me some tea. Two, I love affirmations and doing things to help me learn to love myself more and deeper and just transforming my life. And then on top of that, I'm a photographer. So I obviously want to meet businesses so that I can help promote their businesses. So I meet this lady and I see this stuff or whatever, and then I was just like, yeah, I see you have a lot of tea. And she was like, yeah, I have my own company. I just started it a year ago. I was like, oh, wow. I absolutely, like, I love tea. She was like, really? I'll give you a sample. And I'm like, cool beans. She was like, you like chai? First of all, I love chai. Like, chai is my favorite tea. So that was already like, boom, bam, pow. Like, wow. She asked if I like chai tea. And I was like, yes, I love chai tea. And I drink chai tea often. Obviously, on my podcast, I try to drink it every podcast. And then on each of her containers, it has an affirmation. And I was like, that is beautiful. So I got I Am Bliss. She does have an Instagram. This is not sponsored or nothing like that. I just felt the need to share it with you guys. But the ingredients in her chai tea is black tea, ginger, black cardamom, lemongrass, cinnamon leaves, and orange peel. It smells great. It's made a pretty color in my tea. So I'm excited. Let's try it. Wow. No, this is like I definitely taste that orange peel for sure. And maybe the lemongrass, that's what that is also. This is actually really good. It's not like the usual chai tea that I'm used to, but I feel like this is perfect for the fall time. This is my first time trying this her tea. I got it the other day from her, but I want to wait. This is everything. I absolutely love this. Yeah, check her out. Check her out and yeah, order something. Support the businesses, okay? Today, oh, you know what? That's actually perfect too because it goes into what I'm going to talk about today because it wasn't planned to go together. And if you're watching the video, obviously you see I don't have my book. I'm learning to just go off script. Like I know what I want to talk about and I just go with the flow. You feel me? Anyways, she started her business a year ago. Took that leap of faith. I mean, I don't know how her life was going before that. I know she has another business, but starting a new business is always taking that leap. And today I just wanted to talk about taking a leap of faith and how important it is to get uncomfortable doing the things that you're not used to doing in order to get to where you want to get. But first, let's start off with it's Kendra Amalia with Let Me Speak podcast, where I talk about my experiences in my life to help you guys transform your lives. And I just tell you guys how I have transformed my lives through my experiences. And yeah. Wow, that was the most awkwardest way I could say that, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna leave that uncut. I'm trying to like not cut things as much as possible. So, as a none of you guys probably know, or maybe some of you who are listening do know, I have moved around so much in my life, whether it be before adulthood, like during my childhood, or after I became old enough to make my own decisions and move wherever I wanted to move to. So I've lived in upstate New York. I've moved to Florida, with my mom. And then after that, I moved to Atlanta with my ex partner. And then after that, I moved back to upstate New York. And now I am currently in San Diego. And it's funny because I like to say that my fearlessness in moving started with moving to Florida with my mom, which I believe it has. But there's an event that occurred, an experience that occurred when I was still living with my mom in Florida that really shifted my mindset to having full faith and taking that leap of faith into doing something that is uncomfortable. And then you realize that it wasn't as hard or as bad as you perceived it beforehand. So I'm over here leaning. I'm leaning. All right. So I don't know what year it was, but it had to be like maybe 2014, 2015, that area. I met some dude on Instagram. Some other person that was also in high school. I don't even know why my mom allowed this, but it's okay. Met this dude, decided, hey, let's go to Georgia. She had a friend in Georgia. And I was like, I want to go meet this person. So we go. I stay the night at his house. Don't recommend. I mean, it wasn't a bad experience, but like, you just don't do that. And one day, or one of those nights, no, I stayed one night. That night, we went to his old school and climbed up on the roof, did all the teenager shenanigans, climbed up on the roof. And there was a section that we would jump into the shed from the roof of the building. And he did it, no problem. And it took me forever to jump from the school roof to the shed roof. Because when I looked, when I looked over, I was like, okay, that doesn't seem so bad. Like, that doesn't seem bad. Like, I still can't just step onto it. But it just, I don't know. All right. So I was like, all right, I can do this. And so when I would move back to go take that run and jump, it just looked a lot farther than I remembered. I was like, wait, no, I can't. What if I fall? What if I miss? Like, what if I hurt myself? All of these what ifs. And he was like, just do it. Just do it. And I was really pacing, going back and forth, going back and just trying to figure out, am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And then after, I want to say like a good 30 to 45 minutes. When I tell you it took a long time, it took a long time. A good 30 to 45 minutes passed by, and I finally jumped from the roof to the shed roof. And it was the like easiest thing I did. I was just like, first of all, that wasn't even that bad. Like, I could stand on the shed and I could touch the top, because it kind of was like roof and then shed, so it was like that. So I could touch the roof if he like held my hand a little bit, so I didn't lose balance. But I was like, that really wasn't even that far to be so concerned about. That wasn't that scary. And he said something to me that stuck with me, obviously. And it was like, you just have to take that leap of faith, because you never know how easy it'll actually be. Or I'm just paraphrasing really, but you have to take that leap of faith because you never know how easy it'll be. Like, it's not as hard as you think it is. It's not as scary as you think it is. You just have to get out of your comfort zone. Like, and it really changed my whole perspective on everything that, I got the hiccups now, everything that I do. And I feel like after that, it really pushed me into putting myself in uncomfortable positions in order to grow, in order to build myself, whatever it is I wanted to do, move wherever it is I wanted to move, and just make choices in life that, I felt like were beneficial for me. Because after that, then I was like, yeah, I'm definitely moving to Atlanta. Like, that was dope. Obviously, like, we didn't stay together, or we, like, continue talking, whatever. But But yeah, you have to have faith, like strong faith and fearlessness when acquiring your dreams. And you really have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is one of the biggest like quotes that I I enjoy hearing, because it's so true. Like, you can't get out and get out into the world. You can't expand yourself if you're just in this comfortable little box. Like, how are you going to see the rest? How are you going to see what you're capable of? You really can't, unless you do something that you have not done before, unless you get uncomfortable. So when I had moved to Atlanta, it gave me the chance to meet new people, because I moved there not knowing nobody. I moved there with $100 in my pocket, my vehicle, and my significant other at the time. And not a big plan, but like a slight plan, but it was definitely not a comfy situation. Took a few nights sleeping in the car, going from Airbnb to Airbnb, splitting one sandwich between two people for like a meal a day. And because of that, it put me in a space of meeting amazing people, of doing things that helped get out of my comfort zone, like doing more fashion shows, photographing more events and people, meeting new photographers, expanding my networking, or expanding my relationships and my portfolio. And it just gave me that space of what, like, wow, I can actually achieve more than I expected, as long as I have faith. And because I always knew it was going to work out. It wasn't oh, if it doesn't work out, I got to move back home. Like, no, it's going to work out. We're going to make this work. And about a few months later, we finally found our own place. And it was good for about a year. And then I decided I needed change, and I needed to leave my relationship, and I needed to move either back to Florida or to New York, so that I can get my life together because I had lost my car and I was losing my mind, and there was just something missing. So I wanted to get uncomfortable, and I moved back to New York with my dad. But I ended up having my own place and all this blah 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 blah. But that was another situation that I got into. But that also is what led me to getting a new vehicle that I finally needed, that I was not able to get in Georgia, because that's just not where I was supposed to be at to get it. And got my new vehicle, was able to save money up. And I feel like all of that happened, everything that happened in New York and the way it did, it also shifted my mindset. So, which led me into another uncomfortable decision, which was move across the country. Move across the country. Why not? Why not? We already moved back to New York. We moved to Atlanta by ourselves. Why not move cross country to where you only know your cousin, just getting to know his wife, and you have an aunt that's like an hour and a half away. So you're obviously not going to see them all the time. But I did it. The best cross country road trip I could ask for. And the opportunities that it has created has been endless and beautiful and less than amazing. Nothing, what is the word? Nothing less than amazing. Um, yeah. So, and then here we are doing the podcast. I feel like if I never made any of those decisions, um, really, like, even if I didn't move to Atlanta, I don't even know if I would be here. If I didn't take that trip to Georgia, I don't know if I would be here. I don't know if I'll be in New York, or if I'll be in I don't freaking know, Texas or something. But all I know is every decision that I made, some people would actually probably look at that as impulse decisions, but I just trusted my instinct. I trusted my gut. And I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to get across to you guys. Like, take that leap. If it's uncomfortable, do it. If you feel like, if you have that, like, that deep feeling that it's gonna benefit you, and like it makes you feel good inside, but like you can be a little anxious, like, oof, because it's not normal. But if you feel like that's gonna be a good decision, do it. There's really no bad decisions. There's no good decisions, there's no bad decisions. That's one thing I heard, and I do believe that, because it's like, it's just a decision that you make. You never know what, because you can think you're making the best decision of your life, you know, that everybody else would look at as like, oh, that's a good decision, but it could be a mistake, you know? So getting uncomfortable, taking that leap of faith, following your instinct, following your gut, what makes you feel giddy inside, what makes you feel good, but like you can feel the shift and feel the change and get a little nervous because you don't know where it's going to take you. Do it. At least that's what I did, and it's been working out. And I feel like that's what a lot of people have done. And you just can't be afraid to try new things and to really go chase your lifestyle, because whatever lifestyle that it is that you dream to have, you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to get uncomfortable. That's all it comes down to. That's the only way that you're going to see growth. That's the only way that you're going to see change. Nobody changes doing the same thing constantly that they're used to, that's safe. I think we're good. I think I'm reaching my end time. Me and my 20, I try to stay under 20 minutes. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, and I really, really hope you guys just focus on doing what makes you happy, doing what makes you feel good, chasing the dream that you have, because it's all possible, no matter what somebody else may think. Make sure that you go for what you're going for without limitations. All right? Okay. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. That is your homework. Since I do still want to stick with the homework thing. But your homework for this week is do something that makes you uncomfortable, that has to aid in the growth of your business, yourself, your environment, whatever it is. Whether it be contacting a company to work with them, going into a business to give your business cards out, releasing friendships that you were holding on to, grasping for. There's a lot of things that you can do, that you can do, that's going to better your life and increase your life in the direction that you want to go in. Have faith. Take that leap of faith. Trust in the process. Trust in yourself. I love you. That was supposed to be a peace sign. I love you. Have an amazing week. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to check out the tea. And next week, we'll bring you more tea. Okay. Peace, love, and prosperity, baby. Gang, gang. Mwah, mwah. Gang, gang. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast and really listening to my experiences, my life, and what I've learned from it, and taking what you guys can from it and applying it to your life and your situations. Remember, everybody's experience is different, so only take what you can, take what resonates with you. And I am excited to be here next week and speak on something new, something fresh, and hopefully you guys are as well. Feel free to rate this podcast, leave a review, a comment, a like, whatever area you're listening or watching this on. It really helps boost it so others just like us can find the podcast and learn and grow as well. Until next time, love y'all. Peace, love, prosperity, gang, gang. All right. Bye.